The story begins in New Jersey. A single mom named Lucille and her son Daniel say goodbye to their neighbors as they get ready to move to Los Angeles, California. Lucille just gets a new job and feels excited to start a new chapter in her life. However, Daniel doesn't like the idea of moving because he loves living in New Jersey. Along the way, Lucille tells him about all the good things in their new home,
Get up in the morning, you roll out of bed, plop, you're in your swimming pool.
Yeah, sure.
but nothing she says makes Daniel feel better. After a few bumps on the road, they finally arrive at their apartment in California, and Lucille happily goes inside. Next, Daniel unties his bike from the car and carries their luggage. He kicks the gate with his leg because his hands are full, not knowing someone is on the other side. Freddie falls down from the impact, but he doesn't mind. He feels excited to meet his new neighbor. Daniel quickly helps him up, and they exchange names. Freddie helps with the bags and asks Daniel if he knows karate. Daniel tells him that he practiced a little before. Along the way, Daniel sees the so-called beautiful pool, but it is actually full of trash. Then they walk past an old lady.
This place is a dump. You should go back to New Jersey.
She's not playing with the full deck, man.
Ah, she's nice.
Then Freddie invites Daniel to a beach party, and Daniel agrees right away. Next, Daniel goes inside and helps his mom. When he opens the water, he sees the faucet is broken,
Oh, the real estate lady said that there's a fixer guy around here. See if you can find him, okay?
and Daniel goes out to look for him. Then he walks to a nearby house and finds a quiet man named Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi is trying to catch a fly with chopsticks and agrees to come once he is finished. Later, Daniel goes to the beach party and plays football with the locals. There he sees a beautiful blonde girl named Allie who smiles as she watches him. He shows off by juggling the ball, and she looks impressed,
Yeah, who's that blonde and blue?
Hell.
which means she is rich. At night, Daniel's friends encourage him to talk to Allie.
You just go one at a time, one, and then you try two, one.
The two of them start having a fun time together. Just then, students from the Cobra Kai dojo arrive. One of them, Johnny, sees Daniel and Allie together. Johnny and his gang walk toward the party. Allie sees Johnny and kicks the ball far away. She then tells Daniel to go get the ball so he doesn't get involved. Then the gang arrives and Johnny wants to talk to Allie. It turns out that Allie is Johnny's ex-girlfriend, and she doesn't want anything to do with him. Johnny gets angry and breaks her radio. This makes Daniel upset and he steps in. However, Johnny is a black belt and the best student in his dojo. He mocks Daniel, trips him a few times, and then hits him hard.
Lynn, just leave him alone and we'll go talk.
But Daniel uses the moment to punch Johnny in the face. Then the Cobra Kai gang shouts no mercy, and Johnny beats Daniel badly. Next, Johnny gathers his gang and they all leave. Freddie and his friends also walk away, leaving Daniel on the ground. Allie wants to help Daniel, but he refuses to get up because he doesn't want her to see him like that. In the morning, Daniel wears big sunglasses so that his mother won't see his bruises.
Take off the glasses.
He then shows her his face.
Hit a curb with my bike and then it hit me. I wore the glasses because I didn't want you to worry. It looks
Next, Daniel heads to school and sees Johnny and the gang. He realizes they go to the same school. Later, during the sports session, Daniel stands alone because no one wants to be his partner. Then Allie comes over and shows him her juggling skills. She tells him she has been practicing, but Johnny and his gang watch from a distance and plan to make Daniel's life miserable. Then, as practice begins, one of the gang members trips Daniel on purpose. Daniel gets very angry and starts a fight with him. The coach sees them and expels Daniel from the pitch. Daniel walks out of the field shouting that the school sucks. Next, Daniel goes home and practices karate by reading a book. Just then, Mr. Miyagi arrives to fix the broken faucet. He sees Daniel practicing.
What happened to I?
I fell off my bike.
But Miyagi doesn't believe him,
Fucking
which
all right,
usually
the
happens
hand.
in bike accidents. The next day at school, Allie joins Daniel during lunch. She tells him that Johnny is her ex-boyfriend, and they broke up weeks ago. She apologizes for what Johnny did and shows that she is interested in Daniel. In the afternoon, Daniel goes to the Cobra Kai dojo to learn karate. There he sees that the dojo is led by a man named John, a karate champion from the U.S. Army. John teaches that fear, pain, and defeat do not exist in the dojo. He tells his students to strike first, strike hard, and show no mercy. Daniel now understands why the gang shouted no mercy during the beach party. When he sees Johnny teaching the students, he decides to leave the dojo without joining. At lunch, Lucille tells Daniel that things are going well at her job
I'm going to be trained as a manager.
But Daniel doesn't seem happy. She realizes that things are not going well for him in the new place.
You met Kevin and Kenny, who became your best friends in the whole world. You got to give it a try.
Daniel then begins to tell her about Ali, but Lucille has to leave to run some errands. That night, Daniel takes his bike out for a ride, but soon he realizes that Johnny and his gang are following him. They surround him on their motorbikes and make him fall down a hill. After an hour, Lucille gets home and hears Daniel returning. He is very upset about what happened and throws his bike in the garbage. Lucille tries to talk to him, but Daniel is angry.
I gotta take karate, that's it.
Lucille reminds him that he already took karate classes,
Yeah, well, I just want to go home. That's it. I don't understand the rules here. I want to go home.
where life is peaceful and people care about him. Lucille calms him down and takes him inside. As they walk away, Mr. Miyagi comes out of his house as he has heard everything and feels sorry for Daniel. The next day at school, Daniel talks to Ali and her friend,
Ooh, what happened to your forehead?
I got a bike accident, but I'm okay.
even making up a name for it. But when he sees Johnny and his gang outside, he quickly turns around and runs away.
Daniel, you don't have to run away.
That night, Daniel returns home and finds his bike completely fixed and placed in front of his house. He immediately knows that Miyagi must have repaired it. He heads to Miyagi's place to thank him. There, he sees Miyagi trimming a small bonsai tree and becomes curious. Miyagi tells him that he learned this skill from his father, a fisherman, back in Okinawa.
Come, you try.
No, I may mess it up. I don't want to mess it up or something.
Miyagi tells him to close his eyes and focus on the tree. Using this method, Daniel opens his eyes and starts trimming the tree carefully. Later, Lucille arrives and Daniel proudly shows her what he learned. Miyagi then gives her a beautiful bonsai tree that he has been working on. After that, Daniel and Lucille say goodbye and head home since Daniel has school the next day. A few weeks pass, and Daniel avoids Ali to keep from getting into more trouble with Johnny. One day on Halloween, Miyagi and Daniel decorate together. Miyagi notices something is bothering Daniel and asks what's on his mind.
I'm not into dancing that much. I don't feel like it anyway.
Miyagi convinces him to go.
Yeah, maybe if I went as the Invisible Man.
Miyagi gets an idea and makes Daniel a costume using a shower curtain. At the dance, Ali sees Daniel in his creative costume and recognizes him right away. She heads inside to join him.
So, where have you been hiding?
No, I haven't seen you around. It's just that he thinks he can do whatever he wants to people.
Daniel replies by saying that what goes around always comes around. Then someone in a chicken costume throws eggs at people, and Daniel gets hit too. He goes to the bathroom to clean up and sees Johnny and his gang dressed in skeleton costumes. He notices that Johnny is alone in the bathroom and comes up with an idea for revenge. After they all leave, Daniel places a hose above Johnny and turns on the water, soaking him completely. Johnny gets furious and starts chasing him. Back on the dance floor, Ali trips Johnny, and the rest of the gang falls too, making them look silly in front of everyone. But soon, Johnny's gang chases Daniel out of the school. They follow him through the streets until he reaches Miyagi's gate, but just before he can climb it, they catch him. Johnny and his gang beat Daniel up without mercy, just like their sensei John taught them.
Johnny, leave him alone, man. He's had enough. On the side when he's had enough, man.
He keeps going. Just as Johnny is about to land a final blow, Miyagi jumps out from behind the gate. In seconds, he fights off all the gang members. He finishes by using a special move to knock Johnny out. Daniel watches all this before passing out. Next, Miyagi carries Daniel to his home and takes care of him. He cleans Daniel's wounds and puts medicine on them. Just then, Daniel wakes up.
That guy will bail me out. Where'd he go?
Miyagi tells him that he is the one who saved him. Daniel doesn't believe it because Miyagi is an old man. After drinking the tea Miyagi gives him,
How come you didn't tell me?
Tell you what,
That you do karate?
you never ask.
he then explains that he learned karate from his father, who also learned it from his own father, and so on.
Karate come from China, 16th century, empty hand.
Hey, you ever taught anyone?
Miyagi says it depends on why the person wants to learn.
How's revenge?
Your son, you look revenge that way. Start by digging to fighting. Always last answer to problem.
Daniel thinks Miyagi doesn't understand his situation, but Miyagi actually understands very well.
Your friend, all karate student, eh? Problem, attitude.
No, problem is I'm getting my ass kicked every other day. That's the problem.
But Miyagi reminds him that karate is only for self-defense. Daniel then says that must mean Johnny and his friends are bad students. But Miyagi explains that there are no bad students, only bad teachers. Miyagi tells Daniel that he should talk to the teacher and fix the problem.
Could you go with me?
At first, Miyagi refuses, but after seeing that Daniel is upset,
Okay, there you go.
Miyagi, hey, what kind of belt do you have?
Karate here, karate here, karate never here.
the next day, Miyagi lets Daniel drive them to the Cobra Kai dojo, even though neither of them has a license. When they arrive, they watch how harsh John Kreese is with his students. During a training session, John tells his students to keep fighting, even after one of them clearly loses. Then Johnny tells John that Miyagi is the man who beat them up the night before. John walks over to confront him. Miyagi says it is unfair for a group of students to attack one boy. He says if they want to fight, they should do it one-on-one.
You like matching, Mr. Lawrence?
Yes, Sensei!
But Miyagi says it wouldn't be fair.
Too much advantage. Your dojo. Tournament.
John agrees and promises to leave Daniel alone until the tournament.
You don't show. And it's open season on him and you.
After they leave, Daniel gets upset because there are only 2 months left before the tournament. He feels there is not enough time to get ready, but Miyagi tells him that now he has stopped the bullying and promises to help him train to win. Next, Miyagi takes Daniel to a quiet, abandoned area where they will begin training.
You really think I'm gonna beat that guy?
No matter. Win, lose, no matter. You make good fight and respect.
Next, Daniel tries to return a piece of cloth that Miyagi gave him the night before to clean his wound.
You keep.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Miyagi explains that he must do karate with his full mind and focus, or not do it at all. If he hesitates, he will get hurt. Then Miyagi ties the cloth around Daniel's head.
I promise teach karate. That's my part.
Now Daniel must promise to listen and do everything Miyagi says without question.
First wash all the car, then wax.
He strictly instructs him to wax on with his right hand and wax off with his left hand. Daniel spends hours washing and waxing all the cars, just as he is told. He finally finishes at night and goes to tell Miyagi, but finds him half asleep and half meditating inside the house. Daniel quietly leaves him alone. The next day at school, Allie finds Daniel and notices the bruises on his face. She becomes angry and wants to confront Johnny and his gang. But Daniel stops her, saying everything has been handled and they won't bother him anymore. To prove it, he even walks up to the gang and provokes them, but they do nothing because of the promise made at the dojo.
So Saturday night, we'll go out, we'll have a good time, we'll do whatever.
And she agrees right away. She gives him her address and tells him she will be waiting. On Saturday night, Lucille drives Daniel to Ali's house, which is large and fancy. She waits outside while Daniel goes to the front door and meets Ali.
Mom and Dad, this is Daniel LaRusso, and these are my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Mills.
And they ask where he lives. When Daniel says he lives in the poorer part of town, they seem to look down on him. Then when they see Lucille's old car, they start to have second thoughts but let Ali go anyway. To make matters worse, Lucille's car breaks down like always and needs to be pushed before it starts. Despite this, Daniel and Ali have a great time at the arcade. They play games and take pictures together. But later, Ali's rich friends show up with their flashy cars and mock Daniel for getting dropped off by his mother. The next day, Daniel goes to Miyagi's place, excited to start more karate training. But Miyagi gives him a pair of traditional Japanese sanders and tells him to sand some wooden tables.
Right the circle, left the circle.
And then leaves. Daniel spends the whole day sanding the tables and the floor. When he thinks he's finally learning karate,
Go home, get rest. Come morning.
that night Daniel walks away full of doubt, wondering if he will ever learn real karate. The next morning, Daniel shows up with the same enthusiasm. He finds Miyagi trying to catch a fly using chopsticks.
Man who catch fly with chopstick accomplish anything.
Daniel decides to try and eventually catches one.
You beginner luck.
Then Miyagi takes Daniel outside and tells him to paint the fence. He shows him a special up-and-down brush technique using the wrist. After explaining, he brings out more paint and tells him to paint the whole fence. A few hours later, Daniel returns thinking he's finished, but Miyagi tells him to paint the other side too. That night, Daniel finally finishes the job. Miyagi tells him to rest again and come back early in the morning. Once more, Daniel leaves with doubt in his mind. The next morning, Daniel arrives for training, but finds that Miyagi is not home. Instead, Miyagi leaves him a new assignment to paint the house. This time, Daniel must paint side to side. He becomes very frustrated, but still does what he is told. At night, just as Daniel is nearly done, Miyagi returns from a fishing trip.
Hey, how come you didn't tell me you were going fishing? I'm being your goddamn slave is what I'm being, man. Now, we made a deal here.
Miyagi tells him that he is teaching him karate in different ways, but Daniel doesn't believe him. As Daniel gets ready to leave, disappointed,
Show me sand the floor.
I can't move my arm, all right?
Miyagi gently warms his hands and presses on Daniel's shoulders, making the pain go away. Then Miyagi asks Daniel to show all the movements he used while doing the chores. With a few adjustments, those same motions become real self-defense moves. Miyagi begins to attack him, and Daniel blocks every move using what he learned. Once he realizes he actually knows something useful, Daniel becomes excited.
Come back tomorrow.
The next day, Miyagi takes Daniel to the beach. He brings him close to the waves and teaches him how to kick while keeping his balance. The current is strong, but Daniel keeps trying. Then from a distance, he sees Miyagi practicing a strange and graceful move that catches his attention. Later, Daniel asks what that move is called. Miyagi tells him it is the crane technique and explains that if it is done properly, no one can defend against it. Daniel asks to learn it, but Miyagi tells him that he must first learn to walk before he can fly. Then Miyagi shows Daniel another impressive skill.
Kindly do it yourself, Mr. Moto.
Without hurting them, Miyagi breaks just the top of the bottle cleanly. Daniel is amazed and starts to realize how skilled Miyagi really is. At school, Daniel gets another date with Ali for Friday. He leaves school looking forward to the weekend. The next morning, Miyagi takes Daniel fishing and tells him to stand on the bow of the boat. This exercise helps Daniel improve his balance. On Friday night, Ali goes to the country club with her family. Johnny's family is there too.
I gotta go.
You have a date?
But he insists she stay and not go with Daniel. On the dance floor, Ali dances with Johnny so she doesn't seem rude in front of everyone. Meanwhile, Daniel is outside waiting for her. When she takes too long, he sneaks into the club through the kitchen. There, he sees Johnny and Ali dancing. Suddenly, Johnny sees Daniel watching and grabs Ali, kissing her without her consent. Daniel gets upset and runs away but crashes into a waiter. The tray spills and food covers Daniel. Everyone in the club laughs at him and he runs out, embarrassed. Soon after, Ali punches Johnny across the face and runs outside. Meanwhile, Daniel goes to Miyagi's place and finds him quietly celebrating the anniversary of his late wife. Miyagi is very drunk and tries to get Daniel to drink with him, but Daniel doesn't like the taste at all.
Fast American-born Miyagi waiting to be born.
That night, Miyagi becomes emotional, and Daniel gently helps him go to sleep. After Miyagi falls asleep, Daniel notices his Medal of Honor and realizes that Miyagi was a great soldier in the army. The next day, Daniel goes to the beach and trains by himself. He practices all the moves he has learned, including the crane technique. Later, Miyagi teaches him how to properly throw a punch and how to focus his strength with precision. After some time, Miyagi surprises Daniel with a small birthday celebration. He gives Daniel a dogi that his wife made a long time ago.
So, you think I stand a chance at the tournament? Just don't know if I knew enough karate, you know.
Not matter what Miyagi not fighting.
Daniel then excitedly shows Miyagi his new driver's license, but quickly remembers he's supposed to meet his mother. Miyagi tells him it's okay to go, but first he has one more gift to give.
Choose.
Next, Daniel chooses the yellow car and thanks Miyagi for everything. They have a heartfelt talk, and Miyagi reminds Daniel that true balance is not just about karate, but also about life. Daniel realizes that he also needs to fix things with Ali, who means a lot to him. Daniel then drives to find Ali and spots her at an arcade. He goes inside and tries to talk to her, but she is still upset and ignores him. Daniel says he thinks she didn't like him because he was poor. Ali even more upset, and she walks away. Then her friend Susan explains the truth. Johnny forced a kiss on Ali just to make Daniel jealous.
Look, you think she sprained her wrist doing her nails?
Hearing this, Daniel feels sorry and realizes what he has done.
So, am I forgiven? So, I guess you know about the tournament tomorrow.
Who doesn't?
She kisses him for good luck, and they drive off together in Daniel's new car. Finally, the day of the tournament arrives and Miyagi registers Daniel as a black belt. In the locker room, Daniel is confronted by members of the Cobra Kai who try to intimidate him before the match. But an official arrives and reminds them that fighting is only allowed in the ring. Daniel puts on the black belt and heads to his first match, not even knowing all the rules. During the match, he keeps stepping outside the ring, but with Miyagi's guidance, he quickly adapts. He then continues to win his first match. After that, Daniel keeps surprising everyone. He defeats skilled opponents, some of whom have trained for years, and advances all the way to the semifinals. Meanwhile, Johnny continues through the tournament with ease, mercilessly beating every opponent. In the semifinals, he defeats his challenger quickly and secures his place in the finals. Then Daniel faces Bobby, another Cobra Kai member.
Bobby, I want him out of commission.
But I'll be disqualified.
Out of commission.
Sadly, Bobby obeys and strikes Daniel in the knee with a dirty move. Daniel collapses in pain and Bobby immediately apologizes, but the referee disqualifies him on the spot. Now it seems Johnny will become champion for the third time by default, as Daniel may not be able to continue. Both Miyagi and Ali rush to Daniel's side, scared and worried. The tournament rules state that if Daniel doesn't return in 15 minutes, he will be disqualified. The doctor checks Daniel and says he is not fit to continue. Lucille tries to comfort him, but Daniel asks to speak with Miyagi alone.
Well, can you fix my leg? I mean, with that thing you do?
Just like he did before with his shoulder. Miyagi sees how much this means to him and agrees.
Close the eye.
Then, Miyagi uses his warm hands and special technique to numb Daniel's pain and help him recover enough to stand. Just before the time runs out, Ali rushes to the judges and announces that Daniel can continue. Everyone is shocked when Daniel walks back into the ring, still limping but ready to fight. Most people think he is just coming back to lose with honor. But when the final match starts, Daniel surprises everyone by fighting well. He scores points and even lands a blow that makes Johnny's nose bleed.
Sweep the leg.
Johnny refuses at first, but John reminds him of their harsh dojo rule, no mercy. Johnny finally gives in and attacks Daniel's hurt leg, causing more damage. It looks like Daniel is finished as Johnny begins to take control of the match and scores more points. But Daniel isn't ready to give up. He remembers the crane technique that Miyagi once showed him. Since it only requires one strong leg, Daniel makes it his final move. He focuses, lifts his arms, and stands in position. As Johnny charges at him, Daniel jumps and lands a perfect kick to Johnny's face. At that moment, Johnny falls and the referee ends the match with Daniel crowned champion. The crowd goes wild, including Daniel's worrying mother. Johnny gets up, walks over, and hands Daniel the trophy himself. He tells Daniel he's all right, showing that even he has respect for what Daniel has done. Daniel wins not just the tournament, but also everyone's respect. He proves that with inner strength, determination, and balance, even the underdog can overcome the toughest challenges. He heals his relationships, earns victory, and grows stronger. Finally, everyone surrounds Daniel to celebrate. From a distance, Miyagi watches quietly with a proud smile on his face.